I was talking with a close friend of mine recently about buying versus renting. She has been living in the same apartment for a number of years, 10 years to be specific, and was just kind of chatting about some frustrations that she had with her rental and thinking about the buying process. That got me thinking that a lot of you out there might be considering buying your first house or really weighing the pros and cons of renting a property versus making a purchase. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the pros and cons of renting a property versus purchasing a property, and we're going to be talking about everything that you should think about when you are making this important decision. We're getting towards the end of the year, so if you are thinking about making a purchase in 2025 and quitting your rental, this is the video for you. Make sure that you stay tuned until the end. Here we go. Hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, make sure to tap the subscribe button and to hit the bell for notifications so that you can be alerted whenever there is new content to the channel. My name is Persia and I'm a local real estate agent, and every day I get calls, texts, and emails from folks just like you who are thinking about making a move in Maryland. So whether you're thinking about making a home purchase or sale in the next 9 days or 90 days, please reach out to me and to my team. We would absolutely love to help you make that transition. You can call us, text us, email us. We could set up a video chat, and it would be our pleasure to help you make the transition to Maryland. Now, we've all been told that home ownership is the ultimate in financial goals, but is it really? Today's unpredictable real estate market brings a lot of factors into play, like high interest rates, low inventory, high competition, and so you might be thinking to yourself, is now a good time to buy or should I continue renting? We're going to start out the video by talking about the pros of renting, and as you know, I'm a real estate agent. I help people buy and sell, but it would be really irresponsible of me to act as if there are no pros to renting. There definitely are. And the pro number one of renting a property versus buying one is that there are lower upfront costs when it comes to renting a property. There are so many costs involved with making a home purchase. You have to plan for your down payment, you have to pay for your closing costs, you have to plan for all of the additional upfront expenses like home inspections, appraisals, etc. So that is a big chunk of cash that you have to come up with in order to make a home purchase. Renting is a lot easier financially because you don't have to come up with such a huge chunk of cash. Usually, in order to rent a property, all that you need is the first month's rent and a security deposit, which is usually the equivalent of the first month's rent, and that's it. It's a done deal. As long as your credit meets the requirements and you have those two pieces, you're able to rent a property. Knowing that you don't have to have such a large chunk of cash for renting frees money up for other things like investing or traveling or just having a nice cushion in case of an emergency. The number two reason that renting could be better than buying is flexibility. You have the ability to move and to adapt. You don't have to stay put in a certain area for a fixed amount of time. So if you only want to sign a year lease, there's no problem with that. This gives you the opportunity to explore different neighborhoods that you want to live in, maybe take a job opportunity that's in a new location, so you're not necessarily tied to a space. When you purchase a house, it's really good to at least have the expectation that you want to stay in the home for 3 to 7 years, mainly to recoup all the costs that you put having to buy it. The number three reason that renting is better than buying is that there are no surprise maintenance costs. Owning a home comes with a lot of responsibilities that can be costly. If your roof leaks, if your furnace goes out, if you have plumbing or electrical problems, all of those issues have to be addressed by you as the homeowner. State Farm Insurance recommends that homeowners should set aside 1% to 4% of the home's value each year to be prepared for maintenance costs. As a renter, you don't have to worry about these surprise expenses. If something breaks, the landlord or the property management company is responsible for it, and this is a huge convenience and lifts the financial burden from you. The number 4 reason why renting is better than buying is because you have freedom from what could be an unpredictable housing market. If you remember the market crash of 2008, you remember that a lot of people were dealing with houses that lost a lot of value. They were upside down on their mortgages. And while I do not think that we are headed for another market crash like there was back then, I think a lot of regulations have been put into place to prevent something that dramatic from happening again. We still never know how quickly home values are going to raise or if we could have an upside down market in the future. If you're a renter, you're not as tied to all of the ups and downs of the rental market. You're paying your rent and you're kind of not worried about anything else. The number 5 reason why renting is better than buying is a really big one, and it leaves you money to invest elsewhere. When you buy a home, a large amount of your net worth is tied up in a single asset. It doesn't allow for very much diversification. This can be great if the house appreciates in value over time, but it also can be problematic if you're wanting to put some of your money in other investments. Renting gives you more flexibility to do things like invest in the stock market, put money in retirement funds, or even invest in a business that might give you bigger returns over time than purchasing a home would. While owning a home is a great way to establish and generate wealth, it's really not the only way to financial success. Okay, so now we've gotten the pros of renting out of the way. We're gonna now talk about the pros of home ownership. The first pro is appreciation. Historically, real estate investment is a very stable way to grow your money and is a good hedge against inflation. Census data showed that the median home price jumped from $172,900 in Q4 of the year 2000, and then it jumped to $417,700 in Q4 of 2023. That's a lot of growth. The number 2 reason that you do want to make a home purchase is because of equity. Money that you pay for rent is honestly money that you're never going to see again, but money that you pay towards your mortgage month after month and year after year is contributing to building your savings, building that equity in the property that you will get as a return when you sell your home. The number 3 reason why buying a home is a great idea is because of the tax benefits. If you have the ability to itemize deductions, you have the chance to deduct the amount of mortgage interest that you're paying on your loan, and some of the costs of buying your home are also tax deductible. Make sure to talk to your tax professional to make sure what is applicable to you and your financial situation. The number 4 reason why it's a great idea to buy a home is the savings. I tell people this all the time, that owning a home is like a savings account that you live in. The equity that you build over time creates money that you will get upon selling the home. And if the home that you're living in is your principal residence, when you sell the home, $250,000 if you're an individual of a return that you get is not subject to capital gains tax. So that is really fantastic. The number 5 reason why it's a great idea to buy a home is due to predictability. When you purchase a home, you don't have to worry about your mortgage payment fluctuating a ton. Now, with that being said, your mortgage payment isn't always going to stay the same because it's possible that property taxes or your property insurance rates might go up, and so it could fluctuate by a few $100s here and there as years progress. But it's important to know that you likely won't have as much unpredictability as if you were renting and your landlord raising your rates. I've heard stories of people's rent going up astronomically in a very short amount of time, and that's really not something that you have to worry about when you have a mortgage. The number 6 reason why buying a home is a good idea is freedom. The home is yours. You don't have to worry about what wallpaper you can put up or paint colors that you can put up, or if you want to make updates to flooring or cabinetry or any of these things. The home is yours to put your touch on. You also don't have to worry about things changing, like all of a sudden your landlord has decided that they want to sell the property and you have to find a new place to move. So having that ownership is a really great feeling. And the last reason why it's a great idea to buy your own home is stability. You have the ability when you own a home to build community, to live in a neighborhood, to know your neighbors. If you have children, it's a great opportunity to build friendships and to have educational continuity if they're going to the same schools or the same school system because you're in the neighborhood for a while. So that stability is really important and something that you're not as likely to establish as a renter. Well, there you have it, pros and cons of renting and buying a home. If you have been thinking about transitioning from being a renter to buying your first property, please reach out. We're happy to chat it through with you and let you think about the pros and cons in your own personal situation. You can call us, text us, email us. We could set up a video chat and we would love to help you to make that transition. If you are not in the Baltimore metro region or in Maryland and you're thinking about making a home purchase for the first time, please reach out to my team anyway. We have a network of agents all across the country and we will be more than welcome to give you a great recommendation. So again, thank you so much for watching and we will see you in the next video. Bye.